If I have to make a choice, it's probably going to be E. So that's the E for environmental. The main reason for that is, apart from the environment, we already made some strides over the last decades in terms of the S social and the G governance. Still a lot to be done. We're not only taking care of our people, our communities, and we structure ourselves well, but also care about the environment. So where do we sort of operate and how does that impact sort of the local environment? So I think that's a worthwhile addition to the ESG and something I'm particularly sort of keen on to further work on. So E for environmental. And I think the critical thing here is cross-cultural communication and collaboration. You need to understand where the other person is coming from, how they communicate, how they work, in order to properly set expectations, set the high standards. What are high standards? That might be different in one country from the other. So really that sort of cross-cultural element where you understand also where the other person is coming from and seek that sort of common ground and common language where you can really sort of make a difference and start lifting each other up in terms of setting the highest standards and performance for your global team. Last but not least, also trust the local expertise. So when I need to do something in China or in Romania, in Europe, or there is a question about Israel, obviously a lot of good people there. We hired these people to do a great job locally. So trust also the local expertise and let yourself also as a leader and manager then be guided by that local expertise. It's becoming part of what we do as a company. And also going forward, it's part of why we exist as a company, right? So ICL absolutely is leading the way with a lot of sort of good initiatives, both on environmental impact, but also how do we see the future, right? So our tagline is impact for a sustainable future. And that means that we take ownership and responsibility as a company that produces products, so the impact on the local environment, local communities, how we deal with sort of our employees, but at the same time, a fantastic business opportunity as well to really start shaping that future together, right? So I think ICL is uniquely sort of set to make a great impact across all of these three elements of the ESG. Not necessarily it's a motto, but maybe a way of working. It's extreme ownership, and that basically means that you own your successes, but also your failures, and you learn from them. And that means that ultimately you have much greater control over your circumstances and what you do, and that also positions yourself to have a positive change day to day in whatever you do as part of your work. So ownership.